play some blue-green though. Haven't played this deck in a while. Why does everyone want to watch me dirtle with Turbo Fog? Why is that an interesting thing? Oh, I hope he plays the Time Walk card again for the 20th time. That's so interesting. Now he's activating to Fairy. Just fucking. How about I just put up like a literal screen of paint drying? And you can get all the experience. This deck's sweet. I played it, I haven't played it in a minute. Versus the aggro decks, you're just trying to dump your hand as quickly as possible. And versus control decks, you got some cool tools. The Hadana's Climb, jumping a creature and making it huge means that you don't have to overcommit into sweepers. And Bristling Hydra is like pretty resilient to random pieces of spot removal. And then post board, you have like negates and Carnage Tyrants and stuff, which works out really well. The first time that I realized that I liked this deck, my opponent played a Galta. I was like, shit, how do I deal with the Galta? And then I looked down and realized I had a 8/8 Gear Hulk and a Hadana's Climb. So even though my opponent was at 20 and I couldn't one-shot them, they also couldn't attack into my 16/16 flyer. Now the opponent revealed Ballista earlier and kept it on top, even though they like missed their... Well, I'm just not keen on the Land of War Elves is all. Just playing Hadana's Climb and passing is fine. I think Jade Light Ranger is a little bit better. Oh, you liked going Hadana's, Land of War Elves, have the Hadana's Climb, grow the Elves to make it not weak to a Ballista. That's a legit line. Oh, my opponent's playing Gate, it looks like. I was wondering, I wasn't sure if they were playing like a snake deck, like a bug snake deck, like Snake Splash Blue for Scarab God. Splitting up my power here so that I'm not like super dead to a Chupacabra type card. The most damage I can do to my opponent next turn, playing Climb and flipping it. Oh, I used my energy, never mind, I can't play Climb and flip it on and activate on the same turn. Now with what I've got going here, probably just gonna hold up Commit to Memory then, depending on what they do. Huh. Maybe they're not playing Gate, maybe they're just like some weird mid-range deck. All those cards that they played are cards that they played in that deck though. Makes me want to bring in like Brontodons and such. I think Sky Sovereign's good here. You think it's just Sultai Constrictor? I don't think Sultai Constrictor plays the champion. I don't think their mana's good enough for that. Regardless, our sideboarding plan is okay versus either. I might leave in more defenses versus Constrictor. No, that's sweet though. That's always cool when you go back to old cards and you're like, that's worth what? Excuse me? Excuse me? You got it, buddy. What would you like to do? What would you like to do with this so-called Virtuous Gear Hulk? So we could use Ballista to kill the Branchwalker. They'd go up to 16. We serve with everybody. Virtuous Gear Hulk probably goes in front of our Virtuous Gear Hulk. We could commit to memory and activate the Temple this turn. I don't know if that's what I want to do, though. I kind of want to attack with this Servant. Could commit to memory the Gear Hulk, Ballista, the Branchwalker, and then just like smack them for 13 past the turn. I'm worried about if we kill both of these creatures, the Winged Temple killing the Gear Hulk blocker, Ballista killing the Branchwalker, or them blocking or whatever. I'm worried if we kill both of those creatures and they get 2 loots with the Gate. I'm worried about that coming down. Because we have like commit to memory, so maybe that's just fine, but how do we lose if we jump the Gear Hulk and hold up commit? Well, the opponent can attack, right? We are at 11, and they have enough mana where they can do multiple things per turn. So I could see a few different combinations of cards that beat that line. That's what I'm thinking. Well, because we do more damage by having the Ballista kill the 2/1. Because the 2/1 can block the 5/5. So saving the Ballista to like do more burn damage next turn doesn't work, because you're not going to get the Ballista up to 5 fucking damage, and then you're using your mana for not jumping next turn. You're using that for the Ballista, right? But if the Ballista kills the 2/1 blocker, they'd be jumping our 5/5 vanilla, our 5x vanilla. If we kill the 2/1 blocker, then the Ballista for 2 mana is getting in 5 damage. That's going to be much a better rate on that walking Ballista than saving it for the following turn. Is this hand good? I think it's quite good. I'm sure your question was rhetorical, but still, I would like to reiterate. This hand is quite good. Looks like my opponent's on plan Fog my dick off. Alright, time to tick this Ballista up to fucking 12, right? We activate it twice next turn. It's half their life. Oh, they have the Fairy. Awkward. I think this is right. Fairy just doing a little too much there. Oh, they ran out of fogs. Amazing. Fantastic. I don't think I even want Carnage Tyrant in the matchup. Brontodon's okay. I don't know if I want it though. Yeah, it's weird, but I kind of want some Sky Sovereigns. I don't. Maybe not. Maybe just the one. They're so Planeswalker heavy though, and if they fog flagship still domes to fairy. Yeah, I'm gonna play 2. Hydra seems underwhelming. Yeah, Hydra's probably at its worst here. It's usually like very good. Some sideboard cast out. Okay. I'll play like 2 Brontodons then. I'll play like 2 of each kind. Isn't Impulse bad because I bring in non-creatures? Yeah, I mean it still hits a good chunk of the deck, right? So 23 lands, 23 creatures. You're looking at 3 cards. It's pretty much never bricking, but I did shave a couple because a lot of our important cards are like negates and commits and stuff. I don't think we're looking to get into the late game. I think we're looking to end things in the early to late mid game. Nice. Fucking love drawing cards. I don't think I'm gonna climb next turn. I think I'm gonna Ranger. Well, God, do I have to start holding him negate? Ranger can answer to fairy. The cool thing about Hadana's Climb is that even if the opponent had boarded into like some weird sideboard thing, right? Even if they're like boarding in like Carnage Tyrants or whatever, I can just like fucking jump my card and dome them. It's a really fast clock. And it's efficient enough because it turns into a late itself and stuff that you can still hold up counter magic. It's really nice. This seems decent because getting them down to 3 means that even if they like establish some kind of fog lock here, a future Ballista can kill them. So it seems worth the tap. Even if it doesn't increase our clock at all. And now this turn we don't have to activate, so we can hold up commit plus negate if we wanted to go for the throat here. Which I think we do. Yeah, since we have lethal and they only have 2 more cards, I think I'm going to fight over their fogs. And hopefully I don't get burned for it. Hey, Cabrito Montes, thanks for the raid. Well, that felt real fucking pleasant. This Impulse is probably looking for a land here, which is good, because that's what it found. So we're going to go turn 2 Ballista, turn 3 Rishkar, grow it. I just want to hold up Blossoming Defense. I also want to attack them, though. Next turn we could play Ballista for 3. I don't think I want to do that though. I think I just want to go like Servant, hold up defense. Hopefully I can draw a climb sooner rather than later. Oh, this is really nice for me. Gonna just put a counter on it? Yeah, but I didn't want to tap that low, and I wanted to play the Servant. I wanted to keep applying pressure. So the scary card in this matchup is actually a Glorybringer, which is why we're bringing in the second Commit to Memory. A lot of green players will cut all of their Land of War Elves versus red decks, because they're like, it's pretty bad to lose it to Chain Whirler. I think if you just like cut all your fucking mana dorks though, then you're kind of already losing. The terrorists have already won, so to speak. I'm thinking about throwing a Carnage Tyrant in here over like one of the Hadana's Climbs. Do I want Brontos for their vehicles? Maybe. Brontos is mostly just because it's a 3-mana 3/4, but yeah. Let's cut another Impulse. Cut another Impulse, bring the 3rd Brontodon in. Shit'll work out. I have a feeling this Courier is going to go the fucking distance. Yeah, Ballista would have been insane here. Played on 1, then if they kill it, we can like pop a Courier, and then Rishkar could grow it, threaten to grow it. Like I said earlier, like if we have Ballista, I can just mow down multiple Couriers, and I can just like not care. And we can also flood the board ourselves. I'm more worried about the opponent like playing a Chain Whirler post Soulscar Mage, and I'm worried about cards like Glorybringer and the like. Possibly an ambitious attack there. I don't actually want the opponent to attack. I want to like play Climb, have it grow the Ballista, and flip. This point probably wasn't worth them getting a 3rd card. Maybe it was. Yeah, no, it probably was. But it means now the Climb can't flip. Try swearing in a British way. When would that even... Yeah, looks like we have lethal here. Allow me to demonstrate.
Step 1. Step 2. Step 3.
Gotcha. Yeah, once you see lethal when your opponent is dead on board, you don't have to sit there and think like, okay, well, there's another lethal line this way and that way. Just kill him. Just kill him. Kill him real good. What? I just got unsummoned? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Who does that? What the fuck? Welcome to the 3-0 bracket on Magic Online. Caleb's turn 1 Land of Worlds has become unsummoned. I should have just gone Climb last turn. Climb Elves. Put a counter on the Servant. Possible that's better. Yeah, oh, you're bouncing that one. Sure. Fuck. I can't just take 9. It's too much damage. This is like borderline too much damage already. If we can stabilize, we might get into a place where like Winged Temple just like breaks future decisions and stuff. Something tells me that Blossoming Defense card might come in handy against the pile of unsummons and Exclusion Mages deck. If we jump any creature with the flipped card, we just like jump a creature for funsies or whatever, then the Tempest does have to block it, whichever one we jump, whether it's the Servant or whatever. I guess we'd have to pump the Servant first, but you get the idea. But I like this, because the opponent doesn't necessarily know that they have to block every single creature. And if they do the block where they don't lose the Djinn, then they're just putting like 2/2s in front of each of them. We're just gonna like go to damage. And the opponent's Hellbent, so even if they draw an unsummoned, they can't stop the Land of War Elves for jumping the Tempest, the Djinn for a turn. Perfectly reasonable set of blocks by the opponent here. But wait, there's more. So one cool thing about this deck is that you can often give your creature hexproof before you go in on doubling its power and toughness. So your opponent's like sitting there, you got 6 energy, you're like, activate Hydra. They're just like, like staring at their handful of removal, like, Does this resolve? Alright. I would now like to double my Hydra. Are you dead? Oh, you are. Okay, cool. Next thing. But yeah, if you're looking at making mana bases and you're like kind of inexperienced at it, there's a few different things you can do. You can like read a bunch of fucking articles on how to make a good mana base, and that'll help. You can also look at similar archetypes, and even I still cheat this way, where I'll look at similar archetypes with similar curves and similar mana requirements, and I'll be like, oh, so that's how they did that. That's how this person made sure that they had this amount of mana consistently on this turn. They were like using this collection of lands because it had this synergy, that sort of thing. And you can learn a lot by looking at other people's mana bases and interpreting them. But as always, you should anytime you're trying to learn a new skill, there's a lot of like try and learn a lesson and then test it out yourself. It's tricky with mana bases because you're not going to be able to play enough games for it to be like statistically relevant to like make sure that you have the right mana base. You kind of have to just like look at what other people do that works, do a bit of math, figure out like which turn you need what source of mana. Yeah, that's a hand. It's a hand that's going to lose to a pile of Mana Wars, but it's a hand. I think if this hand had a Blossoming Defense, it'd probably be okay. Or Land of War Elves. Land of War Elves helps so much. No turn 1 unsummoned this time. Well, I guess I'm glad I prioritized the Jade Light Ranger there, because holy shit. Tempest only needs a couple land drops to attack through the Harvester. I have 2 of them already. Harvester is buying me a little bit of time here, though. Seems pretty free. If we attack with a Harvester, they can double block, and then I'm trading a Harvester with Phrygian plus a Ballista Ping, which doesn't seem as good as just chilling here for a sec. Ballista's gonna get to clear the Storm Tamer, which seems great. Opponent's in a position where they like kind of need to answer the Ballista. I'm just gonna be able to double pump it. Gotta be careful of attacking when they do have mana open, though, thinking that I can use like Ballista to finish it off. Or no, I guess that doesn't matter so much. Never mind, ignore me. Yeah. It's like, if that shit's resolving, if that activation's resolving, then I'm not really sure how the opponent's winning this game. 4080. Can we get an elusive trophy? Can we jinx ourselves from getting an elusive trophy? This list is sweet. Would I recommend playing it? I would. The last time I played it was in the Team RPTQ, and it performed very well there for me. I kind of like, because it was a team event and not just me like playing in the tournament or whatever. I didn't actually test it very much on stream because I was pretty sure that I wanted to play it. I remember I was up late one night anyway, and I joined a Mox, and I went like 2-0 or 3-0 drop or something with this deck because I hadn't slept yet, so I was just like playing for practice. I have plenty of Mox points or whatever. Do I think the sideboard needs tweaking? Not really. There's some really good plans here. So in the green ramp strategies, dropping in early Sky Sovereign is really, really nice. So that's the sort of matchup that you want Sky Sovereign in. Just like ramp drop it, and then they like have to deal with it immediately, or they're just dead. They're probably dead anyway. Harvester is obviously good for the matchups. Harvester is good in. Commit to Memory is good against the control decks because it's another counter spell, and it's good against like Glorybringer decks. You're a little bit weak to Glorybringer, especially on the draw anyway, but you can beat it this way. Phoenix can also brick your flipped Hadana's Climb. So having an answer to a Phoenix blocker can be like really, really nice. Brontodons come in against red just because they're good blockers, and then, you know, they're disenchants. But this deck really, really likes Jade Light Ranger because it helps you flip Hadana's Climb really fast. So while a lot of decks would have like quad Brontodon, or they just main deck the Brontodons in this format, because it's like a really good card, Jade Light Ranger has enough synergies that we can just like play the Ranger, play a sweet draw spell, play a sweet value guy. Carnage Tyrant plays really, really well with this pile of negates in terms of your like anti-control sideboard plan. And then your anti-combo matchup is insane too, because again, you have all these efficient counters. You have these Brontodons for combo pieces. Exactly, the Corrupted. Pressure plus well-placed counters are not just real tough for Turbo Fog, they're also real tough for control and other combo decks. So many fucking Llanowar Elves. Ooh, I would love to have you on top of my library. Oh, it's each creature you control with a counter on it. So the neg1 counter from Chain Whirler lets Servant tap for a green.
Great success.
Without using energy. That's kind of cute. Kind of fucking adorable, isn't it? This Soulscar Mage is just like single-handedly just straight murdering me here. Yeah, when you really need like a Hadana's Climb, maybe another Gear Hulk, Ballista would be okay. We need some gasoline. I think if they could have Chain Whirlered last turn, they would have. I don't know if that's a reason to run out Llanowar Elves. It's tempting to let that Braid resolve, because the Hydra plus Blossoming Defense actually lets me attack into these Chain Whirlers. I guess Kari Zeves for a strike too. Do I board out Adventurous Impulse when I bring in the counter package? Yeah. Sometimes I leave in some number of Impulse in. There's still like enough hits after boarding counters. Like last time I brought in... Yeah, I guess I'll leave that on top. Last time I left in like a single Impulse, you know. It's fine. Maybe I should have milled that. Them knowing about the Blossoming Defense makes it so much worse. Yeah, I should have milled it. Interesting strat. Feel pretty good about that. What happens if I just YOLO serve everybody here? They could put a Chain Whirler in front of Branch Walker, 2 other First Strikers in front of an X4. I think I just keep passing. There's so many cards that I could draw that would break this open. Yeah, I think I would end up losing one of my larger threats and end up like not lethaling my opponent and just being in like a slightly worse board state if I served here. Oh, there we go. Could go one larger is what I'm thinking about. To have the rich card in the land. Have Blossoming Defense be the only playable off a Hydra. It's a good Ballista. Traded for a Chain Whirler and a Braid. Not bad. We're lucky they haven't found any flyers. Well, they only have 3 mana. So Phoenix costs 4 and Glorybringer costs 5. And they've been like playing removal spells with their stuff. They haven't been just like completely shut out. When I keep it, the Ballista last turn, more trouble than it's worth, because we would have had to burn the Blossoming Defense, and the Blossoming Defense is like really nice for attacking here. They knew about that Blossoming Defense, right? I think they did. Yeah, with Blossoming Defense is Walking Ballista. Not only do we not have the defense to like force through damage on a future turn, But the in-play Ballista, once it's already at 3, is going to take a lot of work before it starts killing multiple, before we can actually get more value than just straight up killing a Chain Whirler. So if all we want to do is kill a Chain Whirler anyway, then if they point in a Braid at the Ballista, you're like, deal, fucking deal, dead your Chain Whirler, collect my 2-for-1 value, win the game, you know? So against any matchup where the opponent is playing Glorybringers, you want to up your commit to memory count. I think this is where I want to be. Considering bringing in the 3rd Brontodon. The area where Brontodon is weak against mono red is when they have the 1-drop in a Chain Whirler though, and they just like shrink it, and then you just have a 2-3. A 3-4 is a really good blocker against them. A 2-3 is miserable. It's like not even a card. I'm just gonna keep it on 2. Could you play Hadana's Climbing Constrictor? I've seen Hadana's Climbing Constrictor before, where you just splash blue for like 2 or 3 Hadana's Climbs. The mana is real rough though. It's real rough. Alright, second land, let's go. Let's go. Gotta walk some branches. If we hit the second land and Branchwalker finds us the 3rd land and we just like fucking win here, that would be the 10-0. The 10-0 sweep. I've been duressed. I lose 1 Blossoming Defense. Not a hand I would keep in the dark. Oh no, are they gonna Doomfall my Branchwalker now? They might not even. I don't know. Yeah, they did. Shit. Not a hand I would keep in the dark, but like Blossoming Defense is like one of the better cards against the mono red deck. We are on the draw. At least they haven't been applying pressure. I'm sure they will eventually. I'm sure they'll eventually start playing threats. And with their Glory Bringing before I've hit my second land, I'll probably tend to pack it. What we really want here, assuming they don't dick with our Mana Dorks, would be a 5-drop. No, my commit to memory. Well, that's not bad. Let's just play that shit. So the Servant of the Conduit and Aether Hub here have let me get double the required energy for Bristling Hydra, which is pretty cool. Sometimes the opponent, the removal heavy decks can deal with Bristling Hydra by playing a removal spell on it with a trigger, the trigger on the stack. Well, that's gnarly. The old Soulscar Mage plus Chain Whirler combo. I can't memory right now. I only have 5 lands. I only have 5 mana sources. The opponent just killed my Llanowar Elves with a Chain Whirler. I could memory next turn, assuming we get to untap with this Servant. So this is where having a commit to memory would be really, really nice for Ballista. Memorying against mono red is so bad. They'd get to like shred our hand and stuff. One line here is to activate the Hydra twice and flip the Hadana's Climb. The issue with that line is that if they've got a removal spell, they just get to clear the Hydra because we would no longer have energy. I was really hoping they wouldn't play a flyer on this turn. Pretty much anything else we could have beaten, just had the win. I can shuffle the Phoenix with a memory. But they don't necessarily block unless I like invest the counters, invest the energy to flipping the Hydra. Why would they block, right? Getting rid of the Phoenix does sound juicy though. Alright, I'm in. This also gives us another mana for the memory turn. And it shuffles the Cut to Ribbons back end. Double Blossoming Defense, Walking Ballista. It's not bad. Not a bad pile of cards to be holding. I think that's the first time I've ever flashbacked memory against a red aggro deck. So on board this is 5 damage. Very tempting to just let the Servant die. Super tough call there. This is so fucking nail-bitey here. They have all the information. We've got like no information. Oh, if they're exiling Ballista here, I think we get to win. Because we just activate the Temple on our Hydra. Thing doesn't have flying, right? What a fucking win. What a fucking win. Holy shit. Hail Hydra indeed. Jesus Christ.